Hello and welcome to Authentic Reality Now, September 16th, mid-month focus. New mind focus on potential and possibilities for the now. New mind focus and possibilities and potential is about completions, introspection, and preparations. As we are halfway through the 9th month and all clarity of thought and expression are forming right before us, there is no reason to be alarmed or dismayed. This is an auspicious occasion for you to begin anew. Completions. Let's talk about completions. But now you see that all the other modalities of your past are not the path to take now. That doesn't mean everything, but there's the majority that you see are not aligning with what's going on. In many instances, we were all spoon-fed and received so many doctrines, methods, dogmas, and even history without performing due diligence. Understand, this isn't a time to blame your parents, family, school, or history books, or anything that you received from others that you held in highest regard. Don't hate that a door was opened. Expressions of gratitude. Be grateful a door of learning was opened to you. You are to always research and find out the authentic truth. No more blind acceptance for a sentient kind at all. The alternative facts and other illusions have always been the product of the system of dominance and control, commanding your adherence without question. How do you best control the masses? With a universal system of spewing out an agreed upon memoranda of theory and sometimes partial to no authentic truth involved. Tall tales dressed up as palatable masses of keywords that led you to believe this is for your own good and you must follow without question. Questions were also created by they, them, and those. Authority figures in control in the majority sectors of education, religion, government, and industry. Oftentimes, the questions that you would have asked were not included, just to reinforce the fact that you are unlearned and don't have the right frame of reference or understanding. Using dynamic visualizations, referencing generations before you, and implying this is the only way to live, your success is tied to our system alone. Go with the flow. My disclaimer. Now and always, I am a lover of all sentient kind, respecter of your choices. I don't know anyone around the world who isn't a seeker or experiencer looking for authentic truth. After 30 years of joyful connections to Source, I present to you what I have found to be authentic for all the dear souls that I've touched through counseling, coaching, and synchronic meetings worldwide. My presentations. This isn't a spew of hatred. No, not at all. It's awareness. I am addressing the reason why your current findings of truth alongside a new stream of non-truth are being visibly displayed. You can't see and investigate both. Many have already begun to choose, no, I must search further. I no longer accepting this status quo, whatever those status quos are. My main goal and heart's desire is to lovingly assist you in direct connection to Source, not a middleman. All that is now. A beautiful discovery of authentic you, undiluted, unbound. Filled with all that you need to contribute to every arena of your life. You are never to be used or be a relic. Why? You live in the now. You have access to the now. So current knowledge, abilities, intuition, spirit are not limited by age. Become yourself authentically. The authentic you must connect to authentic source. Authentic reality. We are all authentic beings from an authentic source. Each of us contains an authentic blueprint. That is the basis for all infinity. What's infinity? No beginning, no ending. Commonly known RNA, DNA, but the sequentials are all individualized with good reason. We are all co-contributors and co-creators when we blend our authenticity together for the good of our planet and the universe as a whole. That's the common mission for all sentient kind. For so long, the power over structure molded both the thoughts and actions of all races, ethnicities, and the like to produce separation and superiority, to eventually have a select group to believe they are superior, furthering the Darwinian concept of survival of the fittest, an erroneous application. The irrefutable examples of easily building hatred, violence, and destruction, all beings with separation, and planting false examples, inflating the numbers, and other widely known tactics just to build your false loyalty. Reminder, loyalty isn't everything. Authentic truth is everything. We are all guilty as charged. We are all guilty of one thing and led our children to also follow blindly. The more fear and hatred assigned to one race, one group, one geographic area produces mass violent acts, even violent thoughts, to further hammer home that long-held belief. They are the enemy. They are a lesser species. They are unworthy of, you fill in the blank. Or they don't believe in our God, our religion, our race. They shouldn't be on this planet. No pity, shame, or seeking of direction from source, just so that you could occupy a false throne. Authentic truth. Love is the most true light to form the basis of any other stream. You have to begin to identify real, authentic truth. Never again will you grab the neatly packaged guidance from the O's, the OOS. Obvious outside sources. Don't give away your power or your allegiance. Now, in the present time stream, half of what you see isn't really authentic truth. Guess what? That's great. Do you know what this means? Source provided us with all that we need to use your authentic abilities to begin keeping our assignments to vastly review this planetary system on all levels as we live and thrive in union and communion. For the sentient kind, by the sentient kind. But what all should be really happy now to get to see several versions comparatively. Perform your due diligence, but first, to properly align your authentic compass to gauge the authentic truth, go within. Release all thought patterns, doctrines, and streams of unfounded beliefs. This isn't a one-day process. Just as you didn't receive it all at once, don't bombard your system. Love and allow. Love and allow is the number one thing to do each day. I allow the authentic blueprint for my life, from my creator, to enter me. I no longer accept anything that isn't your authentic truth. Please fill me during my waking and sleeping hours. I desire to connect directly to your collective consciousness that encompasses every arena of my current life stream. Lead me to the connection of like-minded souls now. Help me to remember all that you have ordained as my personal path of authentic truth, love, and power from now on. For the now. Thank you. You are living in the now. You were created to navigate and build current streams for all mankind, not remaining inauthentic, stagnant, stuck in the rut, and beating kindergarten theories over and over again. Follow that which you clearly see isn't beneficial to you. That's what happens when you remain inauthentic. But you've got a word because your system will automatically give you an answer. Doesn't mean it's authentic truth. Anything that brings about the unity and oneness of abundance and inclusion of all. What I'm saying, don't remain inauthentic. Don't continue to follow what you see isn't beneficial, isn't working. You know it isn't. You just think that if you beat on it long enough, it'll happen. Remember, all his creation were created. All the creation that comes from Source, God, the collective consciousness, whatever you believe is the highest of the high, and created all things, which includes science, all the maths, all the systems that are used. Okay? So it isn't religion above science or geometry above. They all work to show and give a preview of different areas of knowledge that are inside of the source of radiant essence. So get away from color. Red and yellow, black and white, caramel, tattooed or not, they are precious in the sight and plans of the authentic source. Leaving the illusions of obvious outside sources. Learning to fall out of agreement, no longer agree or accept. This does not include no hatred or anger about it. Hey, take some responsibility. I did that. I could have gotten out of that. I didn't think clearly about that. They gave me this doctrine, this memo, said that I was doing this, and because I'm a seeker and like to connect, I connected. Number 1, never apply modalities or methodologies simply because they are convenient. I'll say it again. You are to never apply methodologies or modalities simply because they are convenient. This happens because we all have that loving light known as seeker. That's great. You were created to seek and discern, not fall into a rut. How else would you perform and grow in life? Now, I want you to know you're forgiven. No beating yourself or flagellation is required. Please take a deep breath, move on. These are some of my favorite rants, teachings, and rightfully so. Going within and allowing yourself first, not having this thing about, I'm not worthy. You were taught to feel that way so that there could always be someone who is in power and domination and control over you. You must do some self-introspection of a few key things. Disavow and denounce anything that does not allow you to connect to the streams of the current stream of authentic truth, which is love and abundance sent to us, the keepers of the promise. That's what we are. The promise of being co-contributive and co-creators. That's not a typo. Co-contribution, co-creator, co-contributor is when you freely contribute your mind, your thoughts to the actions that will reverse the trend on the planet, locally, nationally, universally. Co-creator is an equality. See, it isn't just your creation, it is co-created. That's why the equal sign is between. Together, we create in the now because it takes the spark of your ingenuity and your mindset along with the intelligence and spark and ingenuity of another to create that which will be the answers. What we do in the now produces further enlightenment with the original light that is embedded in our core. You can't expect to receive without first silencing, casting away those edicts you formerly accepted as the word of God, Jehovah, whatever, or the versions of men commonly known by me as the outside sources. Let me clarify that. Men saying word of God doesn't mean that I'm against God. I believe in the Creator. I know Him as a source of radiant essence. Many call Him God, depending on where you learned about the highest creative power. Collective consciousness, the collective. Many things, but you know, that which contains all there is. I'm saying what a man said to you that you didn't go within, meditate on, and check for yourself. When they say word of God, that's when you bing, bing, bing. I need to check that. These illusions of the obvious outside sources that have worked for so long, it isn't working now. You've been in a rut. Please come out and gain your own authentic truth, power, and continual access to your Creator, that true compass. You will begin to experience our actually power-grown field. So stop admiring the supernatural and become naturally super, not supernatural. Supernatural is something that you see that comes upon. He's showing us now we are graduated. We're in a new beginning of more receiving dispensation. This was a breakthrough discovery for me. I admired so many worldwide who possessed connections to the divine that were labeled supernatural. I always wonder why a select or random few. My desire has always been to find and connect with only that which is authentically from Source. Man-made answers are temporary, serving for a moment if not less. I don't need flowery words, just authentic truth imparted in love. During a time of deep meditation, I learned some of these individuals were sent to show us that they had learned how to tap into a certain vibration and flow of light. And we can heal ourselves and others. We all contain many gifts that will be always current and relevant when we remain in the authentic flow of our blueprints. We are all the sparks of universal change. It takes more than one spark to grow, to build, to change. Even your positive, enlightened thoughts are lended and pulled into the flow of making this that which we were supposed to do, which we are now opening in this current age as the former begins to end and fall away, which is why you see you are bombarded with so much negativity to go ahead and produce in you new hate, new division, all of that. It's a trick. Okay? Revealing ourselves as minute replicas of the source from which we received this divine placement to remain currently in the knowing. Remember, this is mid-September 2017, and the number 9, we're not talking numerology, way back beyond that. Yes, He created numbers, okay? It's all about reminding you to reassess all attachments and commitments, begin to seek authentic connection to Source, begin anew. When one age or era ends, another begins. Don't be frightened by endings. Wow, I'm out of that. I'm still here. I'm valid for now. This is my time stream, my life stream that was pre-purposed before I ever set foot on this place. Appreciate what you have and pour out love on purpose. When you're always sending forth light, it builds light in you. It builds light around you, and your vibratory frequency grows larger. Thank you allowing me to spend time with you. Please understand that we are now living in a wonderful time. Authentic reality is all about revealing to you the authentic truth and direct connections to the infinite power grid that never fails. Remember, Source sits at the mindset way above. He is in the center of no beginning, no ending. We move from one life stream to whatever he chooses. Authenticity is yours and always has been. Remember, there is no such thing as left behind. That was your authentic reality today, September 16th. Remember, you are the spark of universal change. Make it happen for yourself, within yourself. Become authentic today.